Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rohit. In this particular video, I am going to discuss about loops or iterative statements in Python programming language. So first, what is a loop? What is a loop? In programming, in any programming language, it may be C, C++, Java, any programming language, it is a iterative statement which gets executed multiple number of times. In programming language, it is a statement which gets executed multiple number of times until a condition is not evaluated to false. So what is the definition mean? So let us consider we have taken 5 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We have taken these 5 numbers, and using these 5 numbers I want to basically separate out all the even numbers and the odd numbers. So in order to check whether these numbers, out of these 5 numbers, what are the even numbers and what are the odd numbers, so in order to get what are the even numbers, well, we have to first check whether that particular number is divisible by 2 or not. If that particular number is divisible by 2, then we can say that it is an even number. So here what we are doing, here to check whether that particular number is divisible by 2, here we are basically specifying the condition. So what does this loop does is, once the conditions get satisfied, it will check another number. For example, it will check the first this number 1. It will check whether this particular number is divisible by 2 or not. If it is divisible by 2, then it will go, it is going to, then it will basically the loop will increment the counter and it will go to the number, it will go to number 2, and it will again check whether this number is divisible by 2 or not. Again this will go to this number. It will check whether this number is divisible by 2 or not. If this is also true, then it is going to check this number. If this is not true, then it is going to terminate the loop or stop the loop, and it is going to basically give us all the even numbers. So this is one, and this is the first thing. The second thing is that why are we using loops is, so in loops, using loops, for example, if you want to print, 100 or first 100 or first 1000 numbers, so we can't go on writing print statement, print of 1, print of 2 and so on and so forth, print of 100 or print of 1000. So in order to overcome that, we basically use the concept of loops. So we can't go on use print function in order to print first 100 or first 1000 numbers. So in order to check these two conditions, or in order to in order to basically use these two to perform these two conditions, we basically use the concept of loops. Now next, these loops are basically classified into two types. One is the indefinite loop, and another one is nothing but the definite loop. So what is indefinite? Indefinite loop is a loop which we don't know, in which we don't know how many number of times it is going to execute. So for example, we will run a loop and we don't know how many number of times it is going to execute. For example, if the conditions specified in that particular loop are continuously evaluating to true, so what exactly happens is it will go into infinite loop, and this infinite loop will stop only once the buffers in the memory are full. So this is now indefinite loop is. So indefinite loop, in indefinite loop we don't know how many number of times is that particular loop going to run. Definite loop is the opposite of indefinite. Here we'll know how many number of times, it is going to run. So this is the these are the two different types of loops. So based on this categorization in Python programming language, there are two different types of loops. One is nothing but the for loop, second is nothing but the while loop. These are the two different types of loops. Now I am going to explain about each and every loop in detail. First, coming to the for loop. For loop, so for loop is a loop which basically runs indefinite number of times, that in the which means we don't know how many number of times it is going to run. So when it comes to the syntax of for loop, so we specify the keyword for followed by the alias name as in alternate name, and the other keyword in. This is basically a the membership operator. Next, in iterable is nothing but a data structure or a data type using which we can iterate over that particular iterable, and based on that we basically, if we want, we can specify a condition using the if else, if else, or we can basically print the value of the alias. That is nothing but the, here in the print statement we are going to give, we are going to specify the alias. Here in this print statement we are going to give the alias. So this is how for loop works. So now for example, if we want to print first 10 numbers, that is from 1 to 10. So for alias name is I in range of 11. So range of 11. So what it does is, if we give print of I, what it does is, as Python follows zero based indexing, what it does is it is going to print 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on and so forth till 10. And what is this range function? A range function basically takes actually, according to the docstring of this particular function, it is going to take three arguments. One is the starting index, second is nothing but the stopping index, third is nothing but the step value. These three values it is going to take. So I have given only one value, that is nothing but the starting. I did not give the starting or the step value. So what it does is, it is going to take the range of 11, as in it is going to print all the values which are in the range of 11. Why I have specified 11 is, if I give range of 10, it is going to print only till 9, but I want the numbers from 0 to 10. For example, if I want the numbers from 0 to 10, so what I have to add is, I have to add 1 to the 1 here, so that so if I give 11, it is going to take 0 to 10. So this is how it works. For example, if you want to rewrite the same program, and if you want to print the numbers from 1 to 10, so for what we rewrite the program like this: for I in range of 1 comma 10, 1 comma 11, 1 comma 11. If I give 1 comma 10, what exactly happens is, it is going to print it from 1 2 3 4 till 9. So print of I. So when I do this, what exactly it does is, it is going to print 1 2 3 4 5 till 10. So this is how it works. Now coming to while loop. In while loop is a loop in which we will know how many number of times this particular loop is going to execute. So this is nothing but a definite loop. So while loop, the syntax for this is 1 minute. The syntax for this is while alias name is less than the particular variable, the alias variable, then it is going to print of alias name. What we can do is we can also basically, before printing it, we can basically also increment the alias by 1. So I'm going to, so before giving the while statement, what we do is we basically we set the alias variable to a particular value x. So now we will understand this while loop with an example. For example, if we want to print the first 10 number, that is from 1 to 10, so what we'll do is alias variable as in I is equals to 10. So what we'll do is while alias name, so while alias name as in I, while uh, while I is less than 10, I plus equal to 1. This basically means I is equals to I plus 1. So we are telling the Python interpreter to increment the value of I by 1, and by incrementing it, after incrementing it, print the value of I. So what it does is it will take the value of 10, not I is equals to 10, I is equal to 1, sorry for the mistake, I is equal to 1. So what it does is it will take, for example, if you want to check if you want to print the first 10 numbers, instead of 10 we have to give it as 11 here. Sorry for the mistakes. I is less than 11, so here I is equal to 1. So what it is going to do, it is going to, in this particular while loop, it is going to substitute the value of I with 1. So now this particular while loop is going to check whether this 1 is less than 11 or not. If it is less than 11, it is going to print. So we can also give here the print of I instead of here. Print of I. Print of I. So what it is going to do is it is going to check whether this 1 is less than 11 or not. If it is true, then it is going to print 1. After printing 1, it is going to increment I. So 1 is I is equal to 1 plus 1. So it is the value of 2. So now again the I value becomes 2. 2 less than 11. It is going to check. If it is true, then it is going to print 2. After printing 2, it is going to increment until it goes until 10. 10 is less than 11 or not. If it is 10, if 10 is less than 11, it as 10 is less than 11, it is going to print the value of 10. Then it is going to increment. Then after 10 plus 1 becomes 11, it is going to check 11 is less than 11 or not. If as 11 is not less than 11, it is going to come out of the loop and it is going to print first 10 number, that is from 1 to 10 with, and I'm also going to show all these things practically with the help of Jupyter Notebook. Now these are the two different loops present in Python programming language, and apart from range function, there so in order to control the execution of the loop, there are three different statements. Three statements are there are three statements, and they are: first is nothing but the break statement, second is nothing but the continue statement, third is nothing but the pass statement. These are the three different statements or three different keywords which basically control the execution of the loop. So what does each and every statement do? First one, break. What break does is, for example, for I in range of 11. So if I do a print of I here, so what it is going to do is it is going to print all the numbers from 1 to 10, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. But if I want, for example, if I want to break this loop, before printing all the 10 numbers, if I want to break this loop, or if I want to break this loop, or if I want to stop this loop, then in that case what I do is I basically use the statement of break. So here, in order to use this break statement, I have to first specify a condition using the condition structures like if or if else or if else or nested if else or nested if. So here, for example, if the I value becomes 5, I want to break and print the value of I. So what it does is, so first it will take the number 0, as it is 0 based index, it is going to be 0. So it is going to check for this condition whether this particular number 0 is equal to 5 or not. If it is 0, if this particular condition is not true, then it is going to go to this particular condition print statement, and it is going to print this one. Same with the case of 1 2 3 4 4 also. Now when the I value becomes 5, it is going to come to this particular condition, and it is going to check whether the value of I is 5 or not, the 5 is equal to 5 or not. As this 5 is equal to 5, it is going to break, and it is not going to print the value of 5. So this is how break. So basically break statement is used to break the loop in the middle of its execution. So in that case, we basically use the concept of break. Second comes the continue statement. So continue, as in it is basically the opposite of break. So what it does is, for example, instead of if I rewrite the same program for I in range of 11, if I double equal to 5, continue print of I. So what it is going to do is, whenever the value of I becomes 5, whenever the value of I becomes 5, it is going to check whether the particular value of I is equal to this 5 or not, 5 equal to 5 or not. So if it is 5, if this particular value of I is equal to 5, then what it is going to do is it is going to skip that particular value 5, and it is going to execute, it is going to print all other numbers. So it is the output will be of 0 1 2 3 4. It is going to skip 5 6 7 8 and 9. This is how, and 10. This is how it is going to execute. And the pass statement, the third thing is nothing but the pass statement. What does pass statement does? So in Python programming language, what we do is, for example, we want to use this for loop. For example, we have written for I in range of 11, and we don't want to do any computation here, we don't want to write any program here, but we want to use this, and we want to use this particular for loop in the later stage. So in that case, for example, if we without writing for after writing this for I in range of 11, then without writing anything below this, what exactly if we basically run this, we are going to get an error known as syntax error. So the Python interpreter is going to return this error. But for example, if you want to overcome this type of errors, then in that case, if you don't want to do any execution after writing this, then in that case for I, we can rewrite the same program for I in range of 11 pass. So what this pass is going to do is, it is going to execute this line of code, and once after executing this line of code, it is not going to do anything as we are passing it. So as we have played the games like Antakshari, or any other game, so in that game what we do is, if we don't get a song to sing, then what we do is we pass it to the other player. In the same way, this pass is also going to work in Python programming language. So these are the different iterative statements present in Python programming language. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and hit the bell icon for more notifications and videos. Stay safe, keep learning, and keep growing. Bye bye.